To be quite frank with you, I never grew up being a big gamer. I played typical, I was a big FIFA guy, but I was never into, Call of Duty, things like that. And I know there's a big culture there. Can you talk a little bit about how gaming and Web3 kind of infuse each other? Are they complementary? How can it help either adoption or your perspective of usage of a use case with crypto, maybe NFTs and things like that?
Yeah, I'll borrow some rhetoric from a friend of mine, E4 Echelon, about this. He talks often about how, blockchain, it is in gaming right now, the concept of blockchain. When you look at a game like, for instance, Minecraft, a Minecraft server in and of itself is basically a very simple blockchain where everything that happens within the server happens historically and every player experiences it in the same way. So in that regard, the bones of blockchain already exist in modern gaming, in browser-based gaming, especially. Now that being said, I think where it's easy to say where we have failed in this as a community, right? But
Hmm.
the palatability of these games has got to be higher, and the main issue
Hmm.
there is entry barriers. So one of the things that we did with S4 that I think is beneficial for us, but can also be beneficial for the entire gaming as DeFi concept
Yeah.
is zero cost entry. So you got to pay gas, which
Yeah.
that's still a barrier for the new user, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But if you can enter without having to purchase an NFT and you can play the entire game without having to buy an NFT using any outside crypto,
Hmm.
right? Say your buddy sends you one Phantom, you can play the game for a good amount of time on that one Phantom,
Yeah.
that level of simplicity of game where you don't have the barrier of, okay, first you've got to go to paint swap, then you got to find this collection, then you got to buy this NFT, then you got to go to this website, like that's for the birds.
Hmm.
So I say all of that to say, if GameFi projects can continue to integrate entry directly onto the game itself,
Hmm.
that's going to go a huge way to getting the Web 2 to Web 3 barrier broken down.
Yeah.
Which is, we talk about that a lot in the GameFi community,
Hmm.
outside of PaintSwap, just the people I know that are into GameFi, that Web 2 to Web 3 barrier, that's the big stopping point right
Yeah.
now. So if we can get past that, say, for instance, a game that has enough passive income built into it that it's feeding back to itself, that it can spit gas out for a player when they
Hmm.
first open up, that's game over. You don't
Yeah.
even need you theoretically don't even need your own wallet to do that. You can
Yeah.
house people's wallets for them.
Yeah.
But I digress. The more that we can have um, a seamless experience for players, the
Yeah.
more that GameFi just becomes games. And once
Mhm.
GameFi just becomes games, then we're really in the money, and we're really integrating blockchain out there in the real world and putting in front of Joe Schmo and his
Mhm.
family of four. If we can get them on blockchain passively without any level of knowledge barrier,
Yeah.
we're in there. That's the future of GameFi. And I hope to see it by like late 2024,
Mhm.
2025, as hard as everybody's innovating right now.
Yeah, I mean, again, as I mentioned, I've never grew up being a big gamer, but I just have a feeling that gaming could be that gateway, like you said, for Joe
Mm-hmm.
Schmo. And you mentioned concepts like gas subsidies or even
Yeah,
account abstraction coming up, where even you don't need the native token for that blockchain to pay for gas, and you don't
right,
even need gas with the gas subsidies, like you said. So, super
right.
exciting stuff, man.